I've been looking around a little bit, and I've found pieces of work, like even TV commercials, that have surrealist qualities to them. Okay, so if you think about it, just think about what you've seen and watched, and you'll realise that, yeah, this is, even though this surrealist movement was more so about visual arts, it does directly have an influence on designers. So it began about 1920 as an offshoot of Dada. They were sort of, the surrealists they were all about, sorry, I've been walking in front of my stand over here. They're all about dream imagery and subconscious and all that sort of stuff. So anything that's sort of not real. So the surrealism sort of influenced photographers as well as illustrators and obviously visual artists as well. So the first person that you think of when you think of surrealism is Salvador Dali. It's hard not to think of him. There he is, the man himself. So these are all obviously Dali pieces which everyone would clearly sort of identify as Dali. When I was at high school, I was obsessed with this bloke, and I'd basically redo his paintings, which is kind of sounds wrong, but you learn so much in doing something like that, because you're trying to force yourself to reproduce a particular style. Now these are some little pieces that may not directly look like surrealist pieces, but current illustrations and design pieces that I believe has been influenced in some way by the surrealist movement. They're quite beautiful images, even if you don't think they are related in any way. You can see the connection. That's a great little Photoshop exercise as well, by doing something like that. So that's obviously a current piece. This is 1935. This was out of Harper's Bazaar magazine. But look at the grid that they've actually used for the actual magazine. So I find that's like really interesting the way they've done that, and that's kind of it's quite a contemporary sort of layout you see today. That's a Man Ray photographic image on the left there, which is quite surreal in itself. These are some images by a contemporary illustrator called Michael Stower. He does all these really surrealist sort of paintings, which I guess I'm just throwing these in here because I love them, and also I can see the connection to surrealism. I love how it's really interesting the way they're all looking at their little computers, but the black sheep's looking at a TV of a white sheep. Max Ernst, I said we talked about him before. I'd mentioned his name. So this is a piece of work, and you can see the surrealist sort of spin on that. It kind of looks like, I'm trying to work out what it actually is. You can sort of see the horns there. It's some kind of bull, some kind of animal, but it's not obviously as surrealist as a Dali piece, but you can definitely see the influence there. So does everyone sort of have a bit of an understanding now of Dada and surrealism? What are Sony? Would you like to summarise the first session? Okay? Okay, I'll ask you later. No, you're quite attentive there, it's good. Okay.